Good morning. Good morning and welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Congregation of Grand Traverse. I'm Beth Strawbridge and I serve this congregation as a member of the Sunday Services Committee. As an aside, our committee met yesterday for our annual planning retreat, and it was a great time of bonding and inspiration. If this sort of involvement is something you would be interested in, or interested in knowing more about, we would love to talk to you. There are several members of our committee here today: Marianne Rivers, myself, Alex, Dave, Dan. So, it won't be hard to find somebody if you're interested. What a beautiful Mother's Day it is today. All of us have been mothered in our time in various ways. All of us have mothered. May today be one of recognition, that we come to this day with many different experiences, and may we remember that all that life is made of, mothers are made of too. No matter what the season, Tom and I enjoy our drive to UUCGT from Charlevoix, but today was especially lovely. The fruit trees are blossoming. Marsh marigolds are blooming in the wet areas alongside the highway. And Mother Nature, maybe the greatest mother of all, has brought out all her green garments from her closet. Spring has truly sprung. As we welcome this season of new growth, we are excited to introduce a program of new growth within the congregation, our SEED program, which you will hear more about as the service progresses. We are in a place and a space, if you're viewing via live stream, where all are truly welcome, no matter your background, identity, or age. We especially extend our love to families with young children. As spiritual people, we practice the art of staying curious, even when things at times can be a little uncomfortable or a little chaotic. So let's remember that as a community, we are building a culture of inclusion and welcome, and this includes joyful sounds from our little ones. If you are visiting or are new to our congregation, and if you are comfortable doing so, we invite you to stand and introduce yourself. Chris will bring a microphone so that you can be heard. Is there anybody who would like to introduce themselves? Okay. Well, we invite all of you to join us in the social hall after the service for coffee, refreshments, and conversation. There are yellow mugs on the coffee table. If you take one of those, we can easily identify you and be able to greet you personally. We look forward to getting to know you. It is our practice as a community to set aside time in our service to share the joys and concerns that mark our lives. For those of you here in the sanctuary, there is a book to your left on the table with the candles where you can enter your message during the centering music. Margaret will read these later in the service. To express those joys and concerns or sorrows that you might be holding quietly in your hearts, you are invited to light a candle at any point during the service. We are about to enter sacred time. We make this time and this place sacred by our presence and intention. Please silence your cell phones that we can all bring ourselves fully to this time together. Our centering music is Tom Paxton's song, "Daddy's Taking Us to the Zoo Tomorrow," led by Marianne Rivers. Marianne hopes that you will all join in with the singing.
I know for sure our minister is going to join in because this is a song he sang when he was a mere lad. Of course, I think he's a mere lad right now. Okay, this is especially fun if you're in a fun mood because we're going to the zoo to see different animals. And up will be an elephant. So if you think you might like to be an elephant, we could make there we go. And there are going to be monkeys. And if you think you'd like to be a monkey, you can do scratch, scratch, scratching. And there's a big black bear. Oh, he's kind of scary. So you have to, kids do some, yeah, there you go, practice. And then some seals. Okay? And that's it. Actually, they do honk. But you honk better, I think, than the song. Okay, here it is. Daddy's taking us to the zoo tomorrow, zoo tomorrow, zoo tomorrow. Daddy's taking us to the zoo tomorrow. We can stay all day. We're going to the zoo, zoo, zoo. How about you, you? You can come too. We're going to the zoo, zoo, zoo. Okay, if you want to be an elephant, I'm expecting the adults to make some choices here. So if you want to be an elephant, get your trunk ready. See the elephant with the big ears a flowing. Big ears, oh yeah. See those big ears a flowing, and we can stay all day. We're going to the zoo. Good work. How about you? You can keep doing it. You can come too. We're going to the zoo, zoo, zoo. See the monkeys scratch, scratch, scratching. Come on. Jumping all around and a scratch, scratch, scratching. Hanging by their long tails. Let's see that one. Scratch, scratch, scratching, and we can stay all day. We're going to the zoo, zoo, zoo. How about you, you? You can come too. We're going to the zoo, zoo, zoo. Big black bear. Now get ready. Attack time. Big black bear, woof puff a puffin'. His coat's too heavy, he's a huff puff a puffin'. Don't get too near the huff puff a puffin', or you won't stay all day. We're going to the zoo, zoo, zoo. How about you? You can come too. We're going to the zoo, zoo, zoo. See this? What was next? See the seals, honk, honk, honking, looking for some fish, honk, honk, honking, sliding all around, and the babies are honk, honk, honking, and we can stay all day. We're going to the zoo, zoo, zoo. How about you? You can come too. We're going to the zoo, zoo, zoo. This was always my favorite part. Sitting in the car, so sleepy. Home already, Daddy. Oh, so sleepy. Stretch and have a big yawn. Oh, so tired and sleepy. 'Cause we did stay all day. We stayed at the zoo, zoo, zoo. How about you? You can stay too. We're going to the zoo, zoo, zoo. And by then everybody was calmed down, and we say, but Mama's taking us to the zoo tomorrow, zoo tomorrow, zoo tomorrow. Mama's taking us to the zoo tomorrow. We can stay all day. Thank you.
It's good to start our morning with joy and imagination. Good morning. Happy Mother's Day. My name is Chelsea Bentley. I use she, they pronouns. I love poetry, and I love making weird abstract paintings and collages. My favorite color is purple, And whenever I have over-ripe bananas at home, I make really good banana chocolate chip cookies. And I have a pet hedgehog named Bruce, and I wish I could have a pet dinosaur or a pet unicorn. I also happen to be our director of our SEED program. And SEED, for those of you who don't know, stands for Spiritual Ethical Exploration and Development. And that's what we're celebrating this morning. So in this service, we're going to explore the values of imagination and play and be led by our children and our youth. And I would like to first invite Elliot to come on up and share our opening words this morning, which is a poem called Wild Child by Nicolette Sauter. You ready? Oh, careful. Got it. All good. Okay, go ahead. You got your words right there.
Celebrate the wild children with their bare feet and sparkling eyes, the restless, churning climbers, the wild ones with their outside voices singing all the way home. Give me the wonder-filled, glorious mess makers, dreaming of mountains and mud, aching to run through a field of stars. Celebrate the wild children who love the unloved things, the dandelion worms and spiderlings. Children who sense that the rose needs the thorn and run into rain-swept days the same way they turn toward the sun. And when they are grown and someone has to speak for those who have no voice, they may draw upon that wild bond, those days of tending tender things, and be the ones.
So good. All right, I've got Lyra and Ollie up next. So we light a chalice every Sunday in Sunday school, and we would like to share our chalice lighting practice and our words with you this morning. So if you could repeat after me, and this involves some moving our bodies. So we are Unitarian Universalists. Put love at the center of our lives. We light this chalice today. To remind ourselves that we can use our powerful imaginations to build a better world for everyone. Now, let the sound of the singing bowl ring with hope and joy for better days ahead as we enter this time of worship together.
All right, everybody, would you join Mary Ann and I, rising in body or in spirit, in singing This Little Light of Mine? I just realized I still have my cough drop in my mouth. Okay, so each of us carries a light inside of us that we can share and shine into the world. We are going to represent our light this morning by holding up our pretend candle. Okay? All right. I think we're ready now. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Hide it under a bushel, no! I'm gonna let it shine. Hide it under a bushel, no! I'm gonna let it shine. Hide it under a bushel, no! I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
Good morning, everyone. I'd invite any of you who are young or young at heart to come forward for our Time for All Ages. We're shaking things up a little bit. You'll notice that I'm not doing the sermon today. I'm doing the Time for All Ages. We've got Chelsea, Miss Chelsea, who's doing the sermon. And we've got a really neat book to share today. So I'll just pause a little bit, and we'll have our young ones come up and join us. You want to come forward? So we've been talking about Seed Sunday today. You know, this is kind of a different type of service, I think, than many of us have seen, isn't it? You know, a little bit kind of a different service. The whole idea is that you all get to kind of take the lead, and that we adults get to kind of follow you for a little bit and learn from you even. Yeah, yay, right? So in this kind of theme, I think with our seed program, you know, you'll notice that that name seed points to a couple of different things. You know, it points to a seed, like what grows in the ground or grows in the soil. Yeah, like a seed. And, you know, so that seed's name is actually very intentional to remind us of our connections to the earth and the planet. There's also this other really awesome song that we tend to sing in UU spaces. Has anyone ever heard of the song Blue Boat Home before? Who's heard that song? Have any of you heard that song before? Have you sang it before? No? Okay. Well, that's okay. The interesting thing about this new book here, Blue Boat Home, this was actually written by Peter Mayer, who wrote the lyrics for that hymn that we sing, Blue Boat Home. And Peter Mayer grew up in a church and felt like the words that he used to sing as a kid, as he got older and started thinking differently, he kind of felt himself a little more spiritually open and you know, curious especially about his connections to the earth. And so he actually took an old hymn and wrote new lyrics and pieces to it that matched his bigger Earth perspective. You know, so Blue Boat Home's talking kind of about our planet Earth. And so we're going to be reading this book today. It's really beautifully illustrated, and so I'll invite you to definitely look up there on the screen to see the beautiful illustrations. And those of you that know this hymn will recognize all the same words because it's basically that hymn put to a beautiful set of illustrations. So that's our story today, is Blue Boat Home by Peter Mayer. Illustrated by Sue Todd. Let's see. So though below me I feel no motion, standing on these mountains and plains, far away from the rolling ocean, still my dry land heart can say, I've been sailing all my life now, never harbor nor port have I known. The wide universe is the ocean I travel. And the earth is my blue boat home. Sun, my sail, and moon, my rudder, as I ply the starry seas. Leaning over the edge in wonder, casting questions into the deep. Drifting here with my ship's companions, all we kindred pilgrim souls. Making our way by the light of the heavens. In our beautiful blue boat home. I give thanks to the waves upholding me, hail the great winds urging me on, greet the infinite sea before me. sing the sky my sailor's song. I was born upon the fathoms, never harbor nor port have I known. The wide universe is the ocean I travel, and the earth is my blue boat home. And that's the end of our story. But this book is just so beautifully illustrated. I really encourage any of you to get a copy yourselves. And I hope that next time you sing this hymn, Blue Boat Home, that you're going to think about some of these illustrations here, and you think about our connection to one another and to our earth. So let's go ahead and sing our song and spend some years together.
We are children of the stars, we are children of the earth, we are spinners and weavers in this web of life, and the joy that we weave reaches out beyond the stars and deep within the center of our being. We are children of tomorrow, we are children of our dreams. We are planners and builders in this web of life, and the future that we weave reaches out beyond the stars and deep within the center of our being.
Hi. Okay, so we wanted to hear from as many children and youth as possible in this service. So we asked participants in Seed Programming and OWL to reflect on some questions.
The first question was, how can kids make the world better for adults? Here's what they said.
Help them see the world in a new way.
Make them go on more trips.
Tell them, I know this was normal when you were a kid, but it's not now.
Help them make dinner and let them sleep.
Give them cupcakes.
Play with them.
Tell them, you don't have to stop behaving like a kid when they grow up, even when they grow up.
The second question was, when you imagine a better world, what does it look like?
Peaceful. I want a world where kids are not starving and missing family because they're at war. I want a world where kids feel safe and loved.
Safety for the LGBTQ+ people.
We stop bullying and include others.
A place where gender roles and stereotypes don't exist.
All people are equal, no matter what.
No pollution. Cities are environmentally friendly, and we protect ecosystems.
We grow lots of gardens.
We recycle more and don't cut down trees.
People live in nature homes that don't hurt the earth.
Everyone has a place to live.
A world with no war, where we can just create art and music and feel the joy of being alive.
Thank you.
It is a privilege to sustain this beloved congregation, not just for today, but for the weeks, years, and generations to come. Our stewardship honors the past, serves the present, and builds the future. Today, we are taking a special collection in support of SEED, Spiritual and Ethical Exploration and Development, our emerging lifelong learning program for all ages. This breaks with our usual practice of splitting the offering between our congregation and community needs. Today, 100% of what we collect will go directly to SEED. You can also give in the following ways. By mailing a check to the congregation, please write SEED or today's date on the memo line. By giving online to the UUCGT website, and through the Vanco mobile app, or by using Venmo. Details are on the screen or in your bulletin. All gifts, large and small, are received with deep gratitude. May our offering today nurture the growth of learning, exploration, and spiritual development for all ages. We now gratefully receive today's offering.
It is the time in our service where we name and honor the joys and concerns that mark our lives, the milestones and moments of our lived experiences. I will be sharing the joys and concerns that were offered up for us to hold in our hearts as we are gathered today. If you have a joy or concern that is a bit too tender or raw to share during the service, I invite you to reach out to Reverend Alex or to a member of the congregational care team. You can identify team members by the purple banner on their name tags. Are there any other members of the team here today? Oh, I see some back beyond the screen, and Jane Watts up here. They're very good listeners. If your joy or concern is still raw and tender, you may also light a candle at any time during the service, knowing that you are held in the loving hearts of this community, because none of us is ever meant to travel life's journey alone. Now, here is what has been shared with us this morning. This came electronically from Mike Radke. Please hold Dave Clinton and his wife Jan in your hearts, as Jan was recently diagnosed with cancer. Let us hold them in healing light. This one isn't signed, but it says, as my brother moves toward 8 years of sobriety, may he have a successful outcome for his driver's license restoration hearing. The Peacemakers would like to share a joy with all of you. We have finished our chalice quilt for your appreciation behind the pulpit. It is called Chalice Visions. Here is a joy from Judy. Congratulations to our friend Kelly McIntosh. She won her 4-year battle against the county commissioners for the gun brandishing incident. Way to hang in there. Here is a concern. Hold space this morning for my sister-in-law, brother, their children, and all who love Les Atkinson, my sister-in-law's father, who passed away suddenly yesterday afternoon. He was a loving and devoted patriarch of the family and will be greatly missed. This is from Jim. A lot of us here have lost their mothers. I was 27 and my brother was 17. My love to all of us. Happy Mother's Day to all mothers of children, of four-legged ones or other animals, those that tend to friends and other family members. And we are so grateful to be part of this loving community. From Teresa and David. A candle for Mary Crisp, who lost her husband, Howard, last week. So thankful for the foraged blessings from Mother Nature. A joy. After 4 years, my case against Ron Klaus and the County Commission is finished with a positive result. And this is signed by Kelly McIntosh. I am grateful for my daughter. That's anonymous. May we hold a few seconds of silence now for all the unspoken joys or concerns that remain in our hearts.
Hi, I'm Barb Colton, and I am going to be talking at the other end of the spectrum for SEED, so hopefully some of what I have to say will capture these younger ears. So I'd like to paint a picture for all of you. This painting is very colorful. A few weeks ago, Dusty and I were visiting our daughters in Brooklyn, and we were staying at the home of our granddaughter, 4.5-year-old Sochil. Their home is the bottom half of an old brownstone, and one evening as we were sitting around and talking, I started paying more attention to what Sochil was doing. She had a large piece of corrugated cardboard set out on her table, bigger than the table, and she was opening new jars of paint. For some reason, I wasn't alarmed about all the jars of paint being opened. My focus shifted back to the conversation around me until sometime later when I heard loud slapping sounds. There was Soch, her sleeves pushed up to her elbows. No one did that for her. That was her own thing. And her hands were coated, top, bottom, and wrists, in layers of color, every color you can imagine, pink, blue, magenta, yellow, green. And her deep brown eyes were focused on her artwork as she moved around the table, consumed by where to make her next mark, eyeing the cardboard for just the right spot. Then suddenly another loud slap, and as she continued to follow her inner creative to her next move. Eventually, there were 20 to 30 handprints layered in all directions, in all colors. What I took in was the rapt freedom and genuine earnestness of her endeavor. Her task was self-derived, self-directed, deeply satisfying, and all-consuming. She was in flow, that state of altered consciousness that we all might savor when we find ourselves there. This was a moment I came back to over and over as I recalled it that evening, and finally I recognized that this state of flow is what I have learned to cultivate during certain periods of my life and quite regularly these past few years. Like my granddaughter, I too like color and paint and paper. I like creating something for the sake of making it, for the thrill of letting my imagination run where it will, for the pleasure of savoring my own openness to playing, to giving over to it fully, to engage with the enormous body of prompts toward greater imagination which are offering themselves for the having whenever we are poised to catch them. I saw in my granddaughter the naturalness of learning and her ease of exploring, especially knowing no one would criticize or evaluate what she was doing. Within our congregation and through a variety of lifelong learning possibilities, a culture of deep and attentive listening has evolved. This way of being with our fellow congregants allows for a sense of personal safety, of thriving, of continuing to learn about each other as we co-create our communities, and to learn about ourselves as we reflect within. Currently, I've been enjoying Creativity Matters, which follows our monthly themes, as do all Soul Matters programs, with options to create through paint, journaling, photography, music, drawing, collage, dance, poetry. Yes, these have all occurred at one time or another during our meetings. Our topic and prompt last month was living love through the practice of joy. Given the current stress of politics, I found this very challenging. How to make an impact on the world that tapped into kindness, generosity, and joyful giving that might counter the joyless aura of fear and worry. I turned this project into a gift for all of you, should you choose to accept. I made a very large number of what I call giving cards, enough for you to find one that calls especially to you as well as one to give someone else. Small pieces of art with short affirmations. They are on a table in the social hall. Please take a look after services and help yourselves. Lifelong learning can be a doorway through to your own imagination and the personal power, no matter your circumstances, to become looser, to let go of what you no longer need, to keep from feeling stuck, to put your analytical, critical brain on hold for a while. There are so many pathways to follow in our lives, always more than we think. Thank you.
Would you please join us in sharing our song of response, Spirit of Life?
Stirrings of compassion. Hi, I'm Ellie, and this is my assistant, Fred. So, actually, all the slides here were partially my idea. I came up with all the pictures on there. So, this is about how can adults help make the world better for kids? Kids need to move and play. They need lots of time outdoors and to learn in their own way. They need safe food, water, housing, families, and communities, love and respect, and we need a voice. We need to have our feelings and ideas taken seriously. And we need to be kids. Kids' ideas are powered by imagination. We can help dream up new solutions to the world's problems, but you have to listen.
Thank you, Ellie. All right, kids, I have to talk to the grown-ups from up here this morning. Is that okay? It feels weird to be up here and not sitting down with the kids. So, today I am going to ask us to remember that we are all children. Some of us have just been around longer than others. I'm going to invite us to be inspired and led by the kids in this room and the curiosity of our own inner children as we try out a few imagination practices together. Imagination is the art of making stuff up, and it's how we build and shape the world around us. When we stifle imagination or consider it something childish or not worth our time or effort, we limit ourselves and what we are capable of. When we allow ourselves to imagine and play, we can open ourselves up to new possibilities. We can experiment with novel ideas and step outside our comfort zone into the realm of the not yet known. When I introduced myself earlier this morning, it may have seemed a little bit unconventional. I want to start our imagination practice this morning by asking you to consider how you might introduce yourself without mentioning what you do for work, or used to do if you're retired, what you studied in school, or any of the usual titles and roles we typically use to define ourselves as adults. Imagine you're a child on a playground looking to make a new friend. What tidbit of information would you want to share about yourself? What unexpected title could you give yourself that describes something about your unique skills, your passions, interests, and quirks? Chocolate chip banana cookie baking champion? Speed reading superhero? Best or maybe worst dad joke teller? That's Reverend Alex's title. Let yourself be a little bit silly. Now, once you've thought of how you want to introduce yourself, I want you to turn to a neighbor, someone you don't know very well. Maybe it is someone in an aisle or a row behind you or beside you. And I want you to introduce yourself like you're a new kid on the playground trying to make a new friend. Go ahead. Now, once you've gotten to know each other, give your new friend a high five or a fist bump and tell them you're so excited that they're here this morning. Look at all the smiles. Oh, I heard Beth say that was so fun. We need more fun. Do you feel how the energy changed in the room? Did you get to see somebody in a different light than you may have seen them before? By intentionally taking ourselves out of our expected adult roles and identities for a moment, we shift our perspective and we can look at ourselves and each other from a new angle. In her book, Imagination, a Manifesto, Ruha Benjamin says the stories we tell about ourselves lay the groundwork for the kind of world we then create to sustain the people we are imagined to be. Consider the impact that this practice could have outside of this room. If we tried more often with our neighbors and new people we meet in the world, would it be easier to find common ground? Maybe we could let the children within ourselves meet the children within others. And maybe we could play and imagine new worlds together. If we stopped taking ourselves quite so seriously and made space for sharing the silly, whimsical, and seemingly inconsequential details and stories of our lives, could we build stronger, more authentic connections and communities? Now I have another practice. This invites us to do some more imaginative work and visualization, and it asks us to move our bodies a little bit. Feel free to remain seated, or you can stand and move around as you are comfortable. Just be conscious of the other bodies and objects in space around you. It's our way of saying be careful without saying be careful, right? So first, we're gonna try shaking off the storm. So this is a way of releasing heavy feelings. Imagine you are caught in a big storm. There's lots of wind and rain. Your body feels heavy, like the raindrops are weighing you down. Now shake your arms and your legs and your whole body and send the weight of those raindrops flying away. Storm hasn't stopped yet. The rain is still falling. Keep shaking them off until the storm clears. Feel the lightness return to your body and take a deep breath of the fresh, just after the rain air. Now, imagine you are a little caterpillar making his way on the ground. Imagine wrapping yourself up in a cozy cocoon and hug yourself tight. If you want to, you can use our butterfly hug that we learned a couple weeks ago. And you can gently tap on your chest. Feel your body in its cocoon starting to shift and transform until you become a beautiful butterfly. When you are ready, slowly stretch out of your cocoon and spread your wings. Flap them gently and let yourself take off into the sky. Imagine something that fills you with joy and fly toward that thing. Where does your butterfly take you? Finally, with your next breath, imagine you have a giant magic paintbrush in your hands. Move your arms around like you're painting the air and use that brush to imagine a better world, painted with the colors of love, kindness, and hope. Swirl, stretch, jump, spin around with your paintbrush. Scribble, scribble, scribble. What kind of world are you creating? What does it look like? How does it feel to build it? How does it feel to live in it, even for this short imaginary moment? How can you bring a piece of it with you into the world today? You may be seated. Does the future you imagined include any of the things that we heard in the reflections from our children this morning? Peace, safety and security, justice and equity for all, a planet free of pollution, protecting our blue boat home as we travel the ocean of this wide universe with our human and more than human family. Do these things feel too far out of reach to imagine? Do the solutions to these huge systemic problems that we face seem impossible? According to educator and author Kelly Hayes, a lot of things people say cannot be done have not been fully attempted in our context or our lifetimes. It's easy to maintain myths of impossibility when you crush all experiments. While the children in our SEED program were imagining all the ways that the world could be better, they did not hesitate to suggest solutions for the crises that they see around them every day. They said people could live in houses made of sustainable natural materials like grass, or they could build homes underground and to be more environmentally friendly. They also recommended growing lots of gardens so that people could have food and turning empty buildings into free apartments for those experiencing homelessness. Where our more cynical, grown-up brains might write these ideas off as impossibly naive, or jump to question who is going to pay for such things, children simply embrace the possibilities and tell their friends how awesome their plans are. They brainstorm and question and experiment and invent new technologies and try out new ideas against all odds. According to Rua Benjamin, despite numerous forces colluding to deprive children of the right to play, from cutting recess and extracurriculars at school to unsafe neighborhoods and lack of green space, they continue to imagine and innovate abundance, prefiguring a world that they want and need. Play allows them to create new possibilities out of impossibilities. What would it look like for us to do the same? My last invitation to play and imagine with us this morning comes after the service. As some of you know, a lot of our kids like to go and play on the playground during coffee hour. I invite you to come join us. Come play with us outside. Come enjoy this beautiful spring day. Bring your coffee, it's okay. You can bring your mug outside, I promise. We'll have chalk and we'll have bubbles. And you could invite the kid in you to play with these kids or to play with all these kids. And we would love for you to come and play with us. Today is Mother's Day. May we all embrace the spirit of mothering today and remember to nurture the children around and within us. May we remember that lifting up children, investing in their needs, and allowing their voices to be heard is an act of social justice. May we protect them, listen to them, and be led by them into a brighter and more beautiful future. And now, a moment of silliness. So, as we absorb all of those thoughts, let's stand up one more time. And we're going to do our practice that we've done a couple times now, where we just let all of our sadness into the earth and we cry all the way down and we laugh all the way back up and we allow the earth to compost our hard feelings into joy. I have to get down because I'm going to bump my head. All right, ready? So let's cry all the way down. And now, touch the earth if you can and bring up some joy. And we're going to try that 2 more times because we like things in threes. All the way down. And laughing all the way back up. And one more time, let all those big feelings go. Touch the earth, feel yourself grounded and loved and held by our Mother Earth, and laugh all the way back up. Oh, thank you for sharing in a moment of silliness this morning, because we don't always have to be still. I have a few announcements. You can sit for those if you want to. We're doing a little sit stand. I promise I won't make you kneel. Just a little bit of sit stand this morning. So our announcements this morning: the UU Social Justice Action Leadership Team, Judy and Rick Vandaway, need members of the Government Action Group to stop by the library after service today so that they can meet you. Please join us in celebrating the life of our beloved member, Holly T. Bird, next Sunday, May 18th at 1 p.m. at Milliken Auditorium. Reverend Wendy will preside over the service, and UUCGT members are invited to serve as greeters. If you're willing and able to be a greeter, please let Reverend Alex know. Next Sunday, we will have our UU orientation after service. This is a great chance to learn more about UUCGT and how to get involved, as well as the pathways to membership. And finally, order your t-shirts. If you didn't see them in the flash or on our socials, we have cool new t-shirts. They have our mission on them, and they are gold-colored mission shirts, and we can wear our mission out into the world. There's a link to order them in the flash. Suggested donation of $20 per shirt, but no one will be turned away for lack of funds. If you have any questions, you can contact Jackie in the office. And there's apparently a special Reverend Alex announcement that I was not informed of. I'm scared.
This has been a conspiracy. I would invite you to come forward.
No, why? I'm scared.
Members of the congregation know this because last Sunday I told them during the announcements portion of the service that we were planning something afoot to recognize you and celebrate you. So many people chipped in and went in on these couple of gifts for you. And what we've come up with are a couple of special bottles of wine. I also ran into some people that knew you really well at that wonderful wine shop. I was very, secretive about it, kind of saying like, Chelsea, what kind of wines do you like? I'm just kind of, wondering. Well, there were like 3 people that knew you and said, oh, we love Chelsea, and this is stuff she hasn't had before. But she does. But in addition to that, we also have some downtown dollars that we've also been able to give Chelsea. So this is stuff that you get to just use on yourself and to feel celebrated and loved for who you are. We appreciate you so much, your vision behind the SEED program. As you can see, all these wonderful kids that are here today, this whole service, that was all your hard work making this happen. We, as folks here in the community, just want to say how much we celebrate you, your ministry, and we appreciate you. So,
Thanks, guys. Oh, wait, it's not my turn. It's Marianne's turn.
I'm sorry.
No, you're okay.
I think we're going to have the words up, and I hope you will all sing along, doing your best Kermit imitation. Okay. La da 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 da. Here we go. Why are there so many songs about rainbows? And what's on the other side? Rainbows are visions, but only illusions. Rainbows have nothing to hide. So we've been told, and some choose to believe it. I know that we'll wait and see. Someday we'll find it, the rainbow connection, the lovers, the dreamers, and me. Who said that every
stargazing, what do we think we might see? Someday we'll find it, the rainbow connection, the lovers, the dreamers, and me. All of a sudden, the spell, we know that it's probably magic. Have you been half asleep? Have you heard voices? I've heard them calling my name. Is this the sweet sound of all the young sailors? Eyes that be one and the same. I've heard it too many times to ignore it. It's something that I'm supposed to be. Someday we'll find it, the gentle connection, the lovers, the dreamers, and me. I think, do you have the feeling that you've been a real part of this service? It's wonderful. I'm going to cry. Thank you.
It's okay, Marianne, I'm crying too. That is one of my favorite songs. It reminds me of my grandmother every time, and with this being Mother's Day, feeling her with me today is really special. Ellie, come on up. I see you sneaking. We're going to extinguish our flame this morning, but carry it with us out into the world. So I invite you to repeat after me again as we release our chalice flame. We are Unitarian Universalists. Who put love at the center of our lives. As we go out into the world, may we always remember that we can use our powerful imaginations to build a better world for everyone. We're going to close with the words of our old children's benediction, and I'd like to ask all of our kids to stand up and everybody to stand up. But if kiddos, if you can stand up front, you don't have to if you're feeling shy, that's okay. And if we can stretch out our hands, if you're not a hand holder, if you don't wish to be touched, you can always put your hands up. So may this be a blessing to the child in all of us. Go in joy, go in peace to greet the day. With open hearts, embrace life's wonder. We will guide you, we will love you on your way. Thank you.